wrong for being annoyed that my mother-in-law cancelled our wedding childcare? So I'm getting married in a few weeks, and my mother-in-law was supposed to look after my children during the wedding reception and the night of the wedding. She lives about 2 hours away, so our plan was to collect her the night before, and she stay at ours the night before the wedding. And on the day of the wedding, she agreed to bring our kids home about 9:30 in the evening, giving us a couple of child-free hours at the reception. It actually worked out perfectly for everyone because she hates large groups and gets anxious. So taking the kids home gave her an excuse to leave early. But now she's just messaged a few weeks before to say that she can't do it anymore. The reason is she's just bought a new puppy and apparently her husband is useless and won't look after it properly. We literally have nobody else that can have our kids on the night of the wedding. And it's only a few weeks away, so professional childcare might be out of the question. I'm honestly furious because she's agreed to this for over a year. We've planned everything around having this childcare. I understand that she's bought herself a new puppy, but could that not have waited just a couple more weeks? I'm honestly stuck and don't know what the best thing to do is now. But am I wrong for being annoyed that she's cancelled? Okay, so my take on this story, I understand why she's annoyed. If something genuinely unavoidable had happened, then I could understand. But cancelling because her husband won't take responsibility for their new puppy just feels incredibly frustrating. She's entitled to change her mind, but she also has to realise this isn't just a small inconvenience. She's potentially just left this couple scrambling for childcare right before their wedding. For me, I wouldn't rely on her at all in the future. So no, she's not wrong for being annoyed about it, but she also can't force someone to do something they don't want to do. So all she can do now is try and find a solution. And if she wants to be annoyed at her mother-in-law, then so be it. Am I wrong for thinking of leaving my husband after what he said about our autistic son? I've been married to my husband for 6 years and we have a 5-year-old, and he was diagnosed with autism 2 years ago. Parenting hasn't always been easy, but I love my son more than anything. Recently though, my husband has become distant and seems to be emotionally checking out. I assumed he was just stressed with work and overwhelmed with parenting, till I overheard him talking to one of his friends the other day. One of them made a comment about how difficult parenting can be. My husband started saying things I just couldn't believe. He said that our son was too much to handle, and said he felt like our child was a burden. He said that he wished sometimes he could give him up for adoption, miss the freedom we had before we became parents. I confronted him afterwards and he claimed he was just overwhelmed, and he didn't mean it. But I can't get those words out of my head. I'd never even think about abandoning my child just because his needs are challenging, and it's left me wondering whether I can stay married to someone who thinks like that. Things got worse when he told me I was making him feel like a terrible father for judging him and not supporting him. He said he deserved a life where he wasn't constantly exhausted, and said that we never know our son might be happier with another family. I told him if he genuinely felt that way, I couldn't pretend everything was normal and keep our marriage going. Now he's calling me cruel for considering leaving over something he said while he was struggling. Am I wrong? So this one's tough, but ultimately I don't think she's wrong for considering leaving him. I completely understand that parenting a child with additional needs can be exhausting. People are allowed to struggle. But there is a massive difference between saying I'm struggling and I need help, and saying that your own child is a burden and wanting to give them up for adoption. What really gets me, he didn't just say it once in the heat of a moment. He was talking to his friends and continued to say that life would be better without the child. If he's genuinely overwhelmed, then he needs support. And honestly, if it's in her mind that she wants to leave him because of it, I can completely get that. Those words he said would be incredibly difficult to forget, especially about your own child. For me, the biggest thing would be whether he actually wants help and is willing to change, or whether he just genuinely regrets becoming a parent, because those two are very different situations. But no, I don't think she's wrong.